Yeah.
Gosh. Great. All right, it is 6:30. I'm calling the work session to order. Oh gosh. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Over. All right, first up, we have our student CTE presentation. Welcome.
Yes, Jacob and Maddie, thank you for being here. And Director Rice, thank you for being here. Yeah, so your mics are on. Okay, so when I have a moment later on, I'm going to talk about CT month. So I don't want to take any more, stuff that you might be sharing. So I appreciate your willingness to be here. Actually, Jacob asked if he could present to the board, I think probably 2 weeks ago. And so working with Margaret, coordinating this presentation. So thank you for being here, willingness to share what's happening with CTE. So take it away.
Awesome. Okay, well, you guys already know me. I'm one of the school board student reps. My name is Jake Blarselier.
And I'm Maddie Broad.
And then we're both from the Future Business Leaders of America chapter at Washington High School. I'm the president and she's the
Public relations.
There we go. I forgot the word for a second. All right, let's get this party started.
To begin things off, we'll be talking about CTE pathways in the district. Then we'll be discussing CTE clubs, the importance of CTE, how CTE affects everyone as a whole. And then we'll talk about CTE month and how CTE represents us.
So within the actual district, we offer a wide variety of pathways, which are kind of overarching things, which have multiple things underneath them. Some great examples is, so we have like STEM pathways, right? Science, technology, engineering, and math, all the way to nursing, and then like building apprenticeship, stuff like that. But underneath those, we also have other things that students can take advantage of. Like we have our CTE clubs like FBLA and host, and we'll get to that in the next slide. So there's leadership positions in those, which allows you to kind of just be there and around those types of situations. There's dual credit, which means that you can get like college and high school credit for certain courses. And then we have certifications, like if you take a metals or a woodshop class at the high school, then you can go through and get certs for like those things. You have to get certs for stuff like photography, management, stuff like that. And then lastly, there's worksite learning, which kind of has a couple things. There's actual opportunities for students to do like boots on the ground, going and working on a construction site, stuff like that, which is usually kind of set up more so through the student and their own personal interest, and then it's coordinated with the school so they can get credit for that work.
For clubs that are career and technical education, at the high school, we have Skills USA, which holds construction, culinary, and metals related classes. For clubs, we have FBLA, which is Future Business Leaders of America. We have HOSA, which is a health association.
Health occupations.
Health occupations. Thank you.
All the acronyms.
This is always a little tricky to remember. We also have ASB, which is the student body. At the high school, we have a music production class and ASL.
So why is CTE important? Well, we really, as a district, pride ourselves on our CTE courses, specifically at our high school. We have really great teachers. We have great programs, a great curriculum. But they're very important for our youth because it's these classes that we get to take that kind of can shed light onto career pathways that we might be interested in. And they allow us to kind of look into careers. They allow us to grow as a person, right? You gain life skills a lot of times in these classes, even if that maybe just be working with someone you don't like, right? So stuff that's not even intended, you can definitely learn in these classes. And then they also act as an opportunity for kids to kind of see themselves being the future of Washington. A lot of the courses, especially like Mr. Mansell's woodshop class, you get to do stuff that directly helps, like you can build toolboxes, which you can then take to the elementary schools and kind of help the elementary school kids with it, right? So you're playing an active role in other people's education. And for a lot of students, it's kind of really eye-opening, and it kind of lets you see yourself like at what you could be in Washington's workforce, which is also super important because if they stay local, that helps our economy.
And then how CTE affects everyone. They teach like students how like career technical skills or be culinary, which is something that you will need in the real world once graduating high school. Because you need to learn how to cook, how to feed yourself when you have your own apartment later on down the road. And then out of the class of 2025, 67% of them took CTE classes. Then out of those, the grad pathway students are graduating seniors who are chosen like CTE as their main pathway, which 100% of them went down that road, like compared to students who did not take CTE classes in high school.
This is actually the work-based learning data.
Mhm.
So we have programs that are 7th grade through 12th grade. And all of our CTE courses offer work-based learning opportunities. So what you're seeing there is 67% of all of our students in that are in CTE classes in 24-25 received that experience. So some of them might have been gone, or there's reasons why they may not have been able to access that. But of our grad pathways, which are our seniors only, 100% of them. So when you look at it that way, and they're taking CTE classes maybe more than one time in their high school career, chances are they're going to have that experience before they leave. Very great, obviously, by the data.
So as Mr. Hanson touched on earlier, it is February, which is CTE Awareness Month. And so it's generally a campaign just put on by both the state CTE level, but also the national CTE level, to just highlight like the value of the classes and clubs within your local community. And it prepares and kind of just outlines how they prepare us for high school and demand careers. But besides just the state level CTE Awareness Month, we also champion awareness as a district through political activism like our Day on the Hill that we had last week, and smaller awareness events similar to this one where we kind of just tell you guys about why it's important to have CTE and how great it is.
How CTE represents us. For me personally, like CTE has helped me a lot of ways for FBLA specifically. It's the largest, largest regional and they have like large regional and state competitions. For FBLA, we had our regionals not so long ago, and a good chunk of us are actually going to states to compete in our events, which is one of the things that helps me a lot competing and actually putting myself out there and speaking. So without CTE programs and classes and clubs, I don't think I would be a good speaker that I am now compared to what I was before I actually got into a CTE club. So I feel like they do represent a lot of people and teach them very valuable skills that they will need later on down the road.
All right, so thank you for listening to our little pitch here about CTE. Kind of our purpose tonight was to just give you like a general overview on how I feel about our CTE department and give you kind of some statistics to back that up. We're doing pretty good. Especially at the high school level, a lot of students love their CTE classes, and it's super important for a lot of kids that they get to have those opportunities kind of for career readiness. And then of course, just touching back on it, CTE month is this month. So go, if you see stuff about it, interact, go read, it's super important to stay educated on kind of like what our CTE is doing at a state level in order to keep kids ready. It is also this week, it's FBLA week, which is super exciting. So we get to do special events. Basically, it's just more work for us too. But it's fun work. It makes us, it lets us get the word out there more about FBLA and kind of lets us give back a little bit. And then, yeah, so we just kind of wanted to let you know what's going on. And you guys are going to get a way more in-depth like CT presentation. Is it May? You get to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So stay tuned for that. I'm sure it's going to be great. But thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
So-
I love your enthusiasm.
Yes.
It's just, it makes me happy. Great.
Questions? Can we ask
Yeah,
questions?
absolutely.
You have any questions?
I don't have questions. I didn't realize though, just a statement, I didn't realize like my freshman son came home with a certificate for photography already. And he was all excited. He's like, Mom, look, I have the certificate just from taking photography, which is cool. I mean, he's a freshman, so he wasn't prepared to have a certificate already of something, and he thought that was really cool. So I'm kind of learning of all of these things that you guys get these certificates for and stuff that I'm assuming we look good in college.
They look great.
Yeah,
They look great, especially on job resumes too, just
Yeah.
having them. They're
Yeah.
great, yeah, absolutely.
very cool. Have him add it to his high school and beyond plan.
I know.
So that he doesn't forget that he has.
We're working on the organizational.
So 4 years ago, I forgot about that.
Yeah, right.
Any other thoughts, questions? So FBLA State, where is State?
It's gonna be up in Spokane this year.
So it'll be in Spokane, and is that in June, May, when?
It's in April, it's April 21st to the 25th.
Okay.
Wow.
And then
It was Bellevue last year, right?
the 4th
24th, yeah.
to the 24th.
So 21st to 24th, so you're, we'll get you over there, you'll go with your advisor. Who's your FBLA advisor?
Miss Ruff is kind of the head advisor, but Nicole Synick and Natalie Hendrick are also
Great.
advisors.
So how many of our students, your peers,
We're
you're
taking
taking
8. We have 8 going.
8 total?
Wow,
Yep.
very
Yeah,
cool.
me and Liberty placed first in our event, and then we had it's top 6 go to state. So pretty much of our region, that we had 8 students place at least 6 or better. And then there's also a couple students who took tests and stuff that let them go straight to state.
Wow, very cool.
And so, once you get there, you're gonna compete. Is there also some learning, like some opportunities for you to attend courses or events or something that's happening?
They have lots of workshops
Yeah.
up there. There was one last year about, I believe, AI and how it can be useful and if you use it the proper way compared to like misusing it. Like it can help you like somewhat create a presentation, but not like fully create it. So you're like still putting in the information and all of the stuff that's essential to it.
Yep, there's also, oh, sorry.
Maddie, you have no idea. Every one of them leaned in.
We're like,
Tell us more. And will you go to that session again? It happens again, will you go, you commit to
I can commit
thinking
to
about
that
that?
session.
All right, go ahead.
Besides that, there's also a day or an afternoon more so, where they have like places that like it's almost like a mini career fair and college fair there too, where they have colleges and booths from like businesses, mostly businesses out of Spokane or like last year's in Bellevue. So out of Bellevue, like last year's a lot of banks and tech companies, right? So out of those areas more so, but there's also kind of that career / college fair thing going on as well. And there's also just a lot of opportunities to connect with students around the state and kind of talk to them about like what they're working on, because a lot of them have their own projects within their district or within like their city that are super cool as well.
Didn't, I believe, but somebody from Union High School, they created like a whole foundation process and they went to, I believe, Yale later on for it.
Yeah.
So.
Wow, thank you so much.
Yeah, so
I
just
know, like,
thinking
yeah.
about,
And cool stuff in this.
you know, the day on the Hill and the funding that our students were up there talking to them about, like
Yeah.
the things that these students have just talked about. The money that the state had provided for these CTSOs like FBLA, for example, that money helps to support these events.
Yeah.
And help pay for people to actually help coordinate those events and those types of things. So that funding is really critical for those organizations to continue to be able to support those types of events. So, and I do believe last year it was at Bellevue, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, so it kind of moves depending on, a lot of times it's in Spokane, but.
Yeah, it's generally it's like Spokane for 2 years and then it'll be somewhere else, but it's usually like in the
Like
Bellevue
on the
South
west side,
area.
yeah, you know, to kind of make it fair,
Yeah.
yeah.
So will you commit to giving us an update probably in May, because of that date, it's towards the end of April.
Yep.
So we'll get an update on how the other team does.
Yep, hopefully we'll send kids to nationals, which is
Okay.
in San Antonio, Texas.
Whoa, what?
Oh,
And that's in the summer?
Yep, that would be like the very end of June.
Okay,
And we have taken students to nationals before. It's just been
I mean, if you need a
Been a couple
chaperone.
right on.
a. Mice.
San Antonio.
Okay,
Summer.
No.
Wyatt, did you get a picture from up here?
Yes, behind you guys.
Yeah, did we get can we make sure we get it front on? Yeah.
If you-
Just act natural, guys. He's
Yeah,
not-
yeah.
Just keep talking.
Okay, awesome.
Do you like Six
That wasn't too
Flags?
natural.
Are you like an amusement park person?
Yeah.
Oh, then you'd be perfect.
Yeah. Listen to her. Listen.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
thank you. Thanks, Margaret.
Yeah, bye, you guys. Thank you so
Patty,
much, you
Jake,
guys.
thank you so much.
Guys.
Thanks. All right. All right, next up, we have our board and superintendent updates. All right, we'll start with us, correct? Okay, got anything?
I do, I'll go.
Yes, please.
This,
Yes.
speaking of great programs we have around this school district, this weekend I had the opportunity to go to Hawkinson High School for North County Honor Band. So there was a group of students from Jump to Guard as well as from the high school that went and spent 4 hours on Friday and then like 11 hours on Saturday, and they put together a whole concert.
Wow.
4 different songs for both different bands, and it was incredible. Like the amount of student participation and how they came together, and like so the middle school, there was like 40 kids from 14 different middle schools that then figured out how to play 4 songs in like
Wow.
perfect time and harmony and melody. And I think there was about 50 kids from high school. Washougal was well represented and played well. It was just incredible to see how dedicated the students were to kind of put that amount of time in, and then also the volunteer orchestrators of the whole event. They did a really big shout out to all the music teachers that had gotten the kids all the way up to the point that they were nominated to honor band. Like, they did the hard work, and then all we had to do was take these gems and polish them a little bit more to put this concert on together. So just to know that there's a lot of great programs around here and a lot of things that you can go see. So that's my update.
Thank you.
Cool.
Kate?
100th day of school is tomorrow.
No way, already?
I got the email, so I had to get the wigs and the glasses and things out. I don't know if you all have will participate in that. And then last Friday up at Cape, they had the Valentine's Day dance, which love that the boosters put it on. I love even more that we always have middle schoolers that come in and actually DJ it for the younger kids. And so it just continues that practice of like
That,
older kids giving back to the youngers.
yeah, I didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
very cool.
So those are mine. That's what's been going on.
Nice, thank you.
I don't really have any updates.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You know, I've been injured, so I haven't been able to leave my house much, but I just want to thank everybody. I have been driving by the corners and seeing everybody out there supporting our levy in the rain and smiles on their face and, you know, people honking and stuff. It's pretty amazing. I drove by and did my waves, you know, as always. I wish I could be out there. And so proud of our basketball, high school basketball teams are doing amazing. Amazing. I really would love to make it. I think it's, is it Friday? They were in Tumwater. I think we play against Tumwater, right? And
Yes.
yes, and they're the number
And the
one.
girls are hosting tomorrow.
Yep. Yeah, so pretty incredible. So if you guys can make it, I think it would be great to support them. I heard Tumwater's the team to beat, so. Other than that, I don't have anything else.
Buy some concessions tomorrow for the girls' game.
Oh, yeah.
It's fundraising for the Panthers basketball.
Yes, always.
Easily. So.
Concessions, that's,
League is awesome.
yes,
The 4th graders got invited to state. Got invited.
that's crazy.
Who's got concessions?
The Panthers, this youth basketball Panthers.
Nice.
Mhm.
Okay,
Concessions is always good.
always looking for a reason.
I mean,
To
who doesn't
purchase.
eat popcorn?
Yeah.
Come on.
Like, I don't need a reason. Give me some candy.
Okay, is it my turn?
That, it's your turn, sir.
All right, so I have several slides.
Nuh-uh.
And one of them in particular, maybe you'll join me in talking about our trip to Olympia.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I think I shared this with you, so you have access to it. It's also up there. So February, we'll talk about CT month in a little
Very
bit.
excited.
So it's also Black History Month.
Good.
So this is something that in the country has been recognized. It's the 100th year in the state. I think it's officially the 50th year, so 1976, I believe. We have published on our website several links for staff in supporting this celebration for individuals that have had a lasting impact who are African American. So continuing to celebrate. And when we were today visiting Hathaway, went into a 5th grade classroom, And they were working on an ELA project and it was a biography. And each student was identifying someone who has had a lasting impact, who identifies as African American. So that was really special to come into that classroom and to see that happening today, as well as I'm sure that's going to be happening across the district in February. So appreciate that opportunity. So as we just heard, CTE month, so February, and so great job by our presenters. These pictures, so the middle picture is Sadie building a toolbox.
Oh, that was so fun.
Yeah, so that is happening. There's an opportunity for you if you want to do that. That's next week.
Yeah.
There's all of our elementary schools, fourth graders are building toolboxes. So, you know, if you're going to do it, my suggestion is to just consider that they have.
You're gonna have,
hammers.
yeah, and you're gonna have.
And so,
for sure.
yeah, the thumbs are the most vulnerable. So you can wear gloves. There's all sorts of things you can do.
It's
protect
not
them,
the
but
kids that get the
It's
bruises.
such an amazing example of what Jacob and he pointed it out.
Yeah.
Last year we did this with fifth graders. This year it's fourth graders. Our CTE Woods team, of those classes, they build the kits. And then we get volunteers to help the fourth graders put them together. So we also heard about Skills USA. So I do believe we do a nice job of supporting these experiences for students. And whether this is their chosen career or not, I believe they're developing really important skills, as Maddie talked about. So these are life skills. And so we appreciate that I think that multiple times I've heard it said about in Washougal, like we've kept a wood shop, we've kept a metal shop. We're always looking with Margaret's leadership for innovative CTE courses. And so like digital photography is one of those. So we're going to keep doing that because these are important experiences for our students to have. Plus it's a graduation requirement. Okay, so the day on the hill last week, Ida, Jason and I, we were fortunate to chaperone 14 students up to Olympia. We met with Representative Waters and Stevie. Representative Stevie really did a nice job of making sure that our kids had these experiences on the floor. So we got some photos on the floor. We got a tour. The last part of it was a tour of the Capitol. It was just a great experience. I appreciated Ida and Jason being willing to chaperone. Our kids were dressed for success. They looked good. They were acted professionally. Because we had scheduled it really tight, we were a little bit late getting into these sessions are 15 minutes. So we were a little bit late. So our students didn't get the time that we had planned for them to advocate for the funding that was reduced at the last session, encouraging legislative representatives to restore those dollars, which were specifically for these after-school club experiences like FBLA and Skills USA. There's a number of hosts. So, but they did. So Representative Waters felt bad that we didn't get that time. And we were like in a conference room when there was a group outside, like trying to get in because it was their turn. And so what he did was he asked his assistant to reach out to us and said, hey, listen, could your students create videos of what their message was, which was to advocate. So we're in the process of doing that. And we'll send those to Kevin. And so I really think that's a really nice, appreciate his willingness his willingness to accept those. And then hopefully, we can share that information. Who knows where it's going to go from there. So that was a great time. You want to add anything to that trip?
I mean, I feel like you pretty well covered it. I was very impressed with the students and just, how put together they were.
Yeah.
And I also appreciated our representatives taking that time, even though it was busy.
Yeah.
To just spend the time with the kids and at least, take a little bit out of their day to.
Absolutely. And we were on one of our newer buses. So it was really a nice, and it was the bus that has air conditioning if we would have needed. We did not need it. Okay, it's cold, but it was a great trip. Driver did a good job, as you're supposed to do. He gave us a safety training before.
So you guys rode the bus with them?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes, these were amazing chaperones.
The way Jason put it.
These were amazing chaperones, like most of the day. and they were dressed for success. Like we all look good,
Yeah.
dressed
I
professionally,
love it.
acting professionally. It was so good. Yeah.
How many other schools have participated in the Day on the Hill, just as a rough?
You know, I have no idea, but we did run into others who were DECA. There were some people, some students in DECA attire. I think there was some more FBLA folks. I don't think a lot, actually. I don't.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people, and you know, I think every day is a day on the hill. Just depends on what group is there.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I bet.
Yeah, yeah. It was so much fun. So yeah, thank you for
love that.
going.
It's a good experience.
Okay, I can't remember if I shared this with you or not. The financial health indicator was published.
Oh.
I actually think I might have helped get it published because I kept emailing TJ Kelly with OSBI saying. "Is it coming
We'll give you
yet?
the credit.
Sometimes that
Is it
works.
coming?
Yeah.
Is it coming?" I don't know. I'm just sorry. Yeah, thank you.
We'll give you the credit.
Appreciate that. So it was published sometime over the weekend, I think. So what this shows is that number, that is the number that identifies your level of health.
Yeah.
And so there was a year in 2022-23 where we were at 1.55. We were 1.6, I think was the financial warning cutoff. And you've seen that we since then have made adjustments, and that I don't need to go into great detail, but I feel good about 24-25 results.
Yeah.
Shalice, if she was here, she'd probably have a smile on her face because she predicted it was going to be 3. She actually mentioned that the other day. That's what I said it was going to be. That's what it is.
Should have started a pool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what? We might have
For
in the next.
the next
For the
year.
next one.
Yeah, so I feel really good about this. And it's just one data point, but I think it's an important
Yeah.
data point. And so it
Absolutely.
reflects the work we continue to do. So
And if I remember correctly, the bucket, the cash on hand is the one that pulls our score down to a 3 currently. Yeah.
thanks for mentioning that because you have to have 30 days.
Yeah.
To get any points. And so, so we still, the last,
It's average,
yeah,
not like the average across the year, and so
Yeah.
it's not at a, like on, like when you end.
Yep.
And that's like, cause we do have 30 days, we just don't on average of the year.
The entire year.
yeah. Yep, so our goal is, it'd be nice to score in that particular weighted category. However, I think auditors would even say how challenging that is. We actually, I'd encourage the state to adjust that particular data point.
Just keep it going.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, band and that event that happened in Hawkinson, I feel bad I didn't recognize because that is such a wonderful experience. I was there last year. I was also when the district wrestling tournament was, which you were there with the wrestlers as
The
well.
wrestlers were there.
So Hawkinson
It was
hosts
a
on that
busy-
Saturday.
Busy day at all.
Yeah, it's a busy day. So we had Unified participate on Saturday, and they did last Saturday. So the good news for Unified, they took 3rd at the district tournament. So thank you to our 2 coaches who lead that team. Boys basketball, as you said, they had a really good finish to the season.
Yeah.
They're finishing 4th. They are going to be playing this weekend. Or on Friday. Girls basketball had a huge win against Mark Morris, which is #1. They beat recently. They beat the last game of the season was it Ridgefield? It was
So
Ridgefield.
the Sputters,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah.
I just read that today.
And so, so then they play tomorrow. We're hosting gymnastics. Had a good tournament. And we don't talk a lot about gymnastics. So the gymnasts they practice with Canis.
Yeah.
So there's a number of sports where that happens, and so we appreciate that we can do that.
Yeah. for sure.
Boys wrestling at the tournament where Paul was, the same building. They had a really good finish for the district tournament. The season was a bit of a struggle for us. We for 25 years, maybe close to 30 years, we dominated. And so this year we didn't.
Yeah.
But we have historically for 2+ decades, but in the district tournament, we have a number of champions. So
It's good.
some of them qualified automatically for state. Some of them are wrestling this week for state. Girls wrestlers are going to compete this Saturday. Our boys swim team has a meet coming up. So that's looking forward to seeing how they do. I think we have 8 state of our swimmers, are qualified for this weekend. So, or we have a total of 8. So that's more than we typically have. So that and gymnastics, we really don't have enough to run our own team. So we're able to work with other school districts, which we appreciate. I think swim might be 3 or 4 other school districts.
Yeah,
Work it out.
that works though.
Yeah.
Aren't we doing the same for another new sport coming to them?
Well, we'll talk about that too. Yeah. So middle school, basketball, I think their first games were yesterday. I believe we had 4 teams at Jump to Guard and 1 at Canyon Creek. And so, yeah, so first games were yesterday. And I know that Mr. Cook sent something out about behavior, actually,
Yes,
for those that are not participating, but are spectators. So trying to follow up with some expectations there. And then what I think you're talking about is adding middle school soccer
Nope.
this spring. No?
No, but sure, that sounds good too.
So we're gonna pilot,
I have some very excited.
we're gonna
parents.
pilot
Yeah.
soccer
Yeah.
with the boys in the spring, and in the fall will be girls.
Yeah.
And so there's a group of students. Every time I visit Canyon Creek, it's funny, like they just are in this group and they're just walking around and they talking about soccer. This was
It's very
several weeks
popular.
ago.
Yeah.
So, and then talking with Jake and David, so we're gonna try it. And
Excited.
so we definitely will need to offer it as well in the fall, but so we're looking forward to that. And I think you're talking about lacrosse.
I am.
Yes. So lacrosse is gaining energy, and many more students are participating. And so I met with one of our community members who's a coach, who's, I think, students are competing, and so trying to work out how they might be able to get some time on our turf and using our facilities.
But also they'll be able in high school, which they've never been able to in boys before, to actually play on like a canvas washou goal.
Yeah.
They've had weird rules, where
Yeah,
they couldn't do
yeah.
that, and so the kids that are
Incredible.
playing it now could actually keep playing it.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Yep,
Yep.
that's been in
So
talks.
so
for a
finding
long
other
time. Yeah.
opportunities for students to participate in something they want to do after school, and hopefully
Oh, I love
healthy.
Lots of options.
Yeah,
Yeah, soccer's a
Yep.
big deal too.
it is.
That's been talked about for a long time.
So as we talked about, here's the toolbox build. So if you're interested, the 19th, it's at Cape at 10:15. Hathaway, it's the 20th at 2 p.m. Gauze, the 26th at 1:45 p.m. and then CRG the 27th. So the course of the next couple of weeks, if you're interested in helping a student build a toolbox,
It's fun.
it's fun.
It's really good.
There's some rivalry too, because I think the murmur was one school's kids were very proficient at that.
Well, you know what? I think I noticed that too. I think I noticed that. Yeah, there was definitely a difference in my experience. And so this also is, this is not just about building a toolbox. It's also using math and
Yes.
process, not only our high school students in developing these kits, but also the students in measuring, finding the area of their toolbox. So.
Yeah.
I'm impressed with how well it's run, of like 50 toolboxes created by elementary school people in like very limited time and no trips to the hospital.
Yeah,
Well, it's so well put together by the high school
They do a
kids.
good job.
Yeah.
And they enjoy it too, like helping with
They
it. You can
do.
tell that they really enjoy it.
Yeah. So this next one is, as you're aware, we have a position that's open, position 1. And right now, we don't have any applicants. So that is position 1. You can see it there on that map on the left. It's a little bit larger on the right. So that's the location. So if someone in that area is interested in participating and being part of our team and having this really huge impact on shaping our schools, they can.
And how long would that term be to sign up for?
2 years, yes.
Okay.
Yep, so anyone who's interested, they can reach out to me and I can help them with, which I have already, taken a few phone calls, and anybody who's interested, multiple conversations. So if you know of anybody,
Can you send me that, just because I know I can look it up, but since you already have it, could you send that to me so I can send that?
of course,
Would
yeah,
that be?
Yeah.
If
yeah,
you
I can, yep.
Okay.
So yeah, this is the presentation I shared with you, but I will just take a screenshot of this.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
No, it's fine.
No, it's fine. And I'll just tell you, this is not using AI. This was all me.
Well, it looks
I did
really
not-
nice and I'm like.
I did not
oh,
beautify this. This is just
that's all
straight
you.
up. I know, yeah. Okay. And then the last thing is, and you mentioned it, Sadie. So appreciate the support. Right now, we're gonna find out in an hour and a few minutes like early preliminary numbers. So just really appreciate everyone who's participated. Wes and I did 20+ presentations, lots of conversations, several conversations with the same individuals in talking through what exactly this is about. And so our community has supported the district for decades. So
tonight's
appreciate
the
that
night.
support.
Jeez, how did
Yes.
it already become the 10th already? Jeez,
Yeah, I know.
wow.
It is too.
Really fast.
Yeah. Okay, that was it. Thank you for that
Thanks.
opportunity.
Yes. All right. Next up, we've got executive responsibility 4, which is our staff treat.
Yes. Are there any questions, wonders about staff treatment in this particular ER? If there are not, then I think we can move on to the next one.
All right. Executive responsibility 6, which is our staff evaluation. I did not have anything on either.
No questions, wonders about that one? Okay.
They're easy peasy. Executive responsibility 15, which is our district calendar.
Yes. So I would like to provide a little more context with this particular one, as it includes really the process we have gone through this winter, early spring. Is it too quick to say early spring?
I mean,
Yes, because then we're gonna get snow and I would prefer not to have that.
So this winter, the
You'll get,
process.
Please don't do that.
All right, that's fine. So the process we have used, and so I do have a presentation I want to share with you regarding this.
and we're thinking we're gonna use this process every year, or?
Well, I think we can talk about that. I think.
And this year was particularly impactful because Labor Day is so
So
late.
late, right?
Because it's the 7th, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
So here we go. Here we have the calendar presentation. I just want to share, this was the slide that we used when we brought our committee together, and just identifying what's the purpose. Why do we do this? Transparency is one of the biggest reasons that we include multiple people. Why we survey. This was the first time we'd surveyed 3 different times. Typically we survey once. So I can get into a little more detail about that. We use a team. It's important there's an alignment to our other districts, certainly to the statute of how many days we have to have, and what historically we have for days off and when those days are, and then just kind of the weighting of how we're gonna make this decision. So appreciated the team that helped get us to the point where we were prior to the 3rd survey. So here's the first survey. The purpose of the first survey was to help us develop our options. And so this went out to the community, to students, and to staff. And so what I learned from this, because this was the first time we'd done it, where we sent out a survey without options. So when you send out something that doesn't have the year to look at, there's no context to a date, right? And so before Labor Day, after Labor Day. So people, they really liked after Labor Day.
Sure.
It just so happens, even though there was a bit of a warning in there, Labor Day is really late.
Yeah.
It's like the 8th of September.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I didn't even
usually
go
go
back
back.
when to determine when that was. It was the last time it was that late. So, and then people said, our preference would be in September versus August. So we had a little bit of help with then putting together 3 options. Here are the takeaways. There really was no challenge with Thanksgiving, winter break, spring break. It's the clear preference on starting in September versus starting in August. So that's an important piece of data that we see throughout. And then, the fact that the semester ends on a Friday, that was kind of a no-brainer as well, that it ends on a Friday.
Sure.
People were into that. Interesting with families, they're not so concerned about having a day off in between. That's more of a staff thing.
Yeah.
So that day off in between semesters for planning, for getting ready. Thought that was interesting. Then we get into our second survey, which we had 3 options. So what you see is option A, which is the blue piece of pie there, had the least votes. Then option B, and then you see option C, which is before Labor Day. Option C has the week off in February. And then the full week off for Thanksgiving. 507 participants. That's a pretty good
It's a
number of
lot,
responses. Yeah. Felt really good about that. Especially when I send out like a community communication, I get like 2 or 3 likes.
Yeah.
This, we get all these.
People have opinions.
Yeah, so it's just, and I should like take that personally, but I did. So anyway, we have a really large number of people participated, and you see those results. And then if you break it down, you can see by individual, like option A, amongst the certificated, option B, certificated, option C. So our certificated staff, majority of them like that C option. But if you added A and B together, right, you would see it's actually pretty close.
Yeah.
So that is one of the reasons we went with a third survey, was because when you have 3 options, you're really spreading out those votes. And I don't know if it's necessarily tells us what we're really looking for in making that decision. So classified is closer, non-repped, which is like our 10 building principals, our executive team. There's not a lot of people in that team. Then parents, you see how parents voted, and then the students with that second survey. So then if we go to the next,
Participation each time.
yeah, exactly. So then, so it
People
was.
started talking.
We found out about Evergreen. Evergreen's looks we know for officially that Evergreen's calendar is like Camus's calendar, which is like Hawkinson's calendar. So trying to align with our neighbors, which is option C. That was the main reason that we added a third option and sent out that second survey. But what we did was the calendar committee helped us eliminate A. That was the first one. They said, look, let's get A off the options. So it's just, and then the calendar committee identified C, but it was I tell you, it was mixed. And then when we got to having conversations with the board, and really Sadie requesting, I think we need a third option or a third survey.
Yeah.
So we went with the third survey, and here are the results of the third survey. So I did stop it Friday afternoon. We had a few more people respond than the last time. And you see with that the parents were the ones, we had 331 parents, 54 students, 93 certificate staff, 69 classified staff, and then some non-rep, some administrators. And then a bunch of people who.
I love this.
Yeah, I know, that
You would
funny,
pick up
yeah.
next.
Yep,
Community.
grandparents, 5 grandkids, yeah, occasional volunteer. That was kind of funny. They self-selected there. So then we break it down, and you see in the groups, the parents, the 58% of the parents that voted prefer B. Then our staff combined, 46% prefer B, 54% prefer C, and then our students, and you see, so not as many students. And this is, we did not go to the middle school student. This was
Just high school.
yeah. Okay, so the decision will be made at the next board meeting.
Okay.
But I thought, here's an opportunity for us to have some discussion based on survey results. And I think we've had enough discussion about like what we're trying to align with our neighboring districts. That is a priority. There's other priorities, however, and one of the ones that came up, I think, mostly is childcare.
Yeah.
So what do parents do?
Yeah.
Because if you look at the amount of weeks off we have during the year and the average PTO that your typical worker gets, you're gonna be hard pressed between 2 parents to make that work. I think if we're gonna actively look at doing that additional week in February, I'd be interested in like, what could we do? And maybe not for this coming year, but for the future years of like, can we do a camp at each, like an in-town school and an out-of-town school? So those parents that still need to work, that have regular pickup and drop-offs, can keep that routine if they need to, even if they have to pay a little bit. Because in the summer, like if you send your kids to summer camp, you typically have it lined up from start
Yeah.
to the finish unless you're going on a vacation. When you throw that weird one in the mix, it's oh God, what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
And so I think without offering that alternative, we're not serving.
Well, my concern is even if you provide that, you have to pay for that. And
Yeah.
people already pay monthly childcare, and that doesn't decrease if your kids aren't there. You don't get like a
Credit.
prorated, yeah, you don't get a
Yeah.
credit if they're not there. So then it's additional cost. And I just feel like, economy is kind of sucks right now and people are struggling. Like, I don't know.
Add something else to there.
I also like, do we lose on learning with them? I just think about having been in some of those classrooms right before or right after a week-long break. At least from what I see, it seems like the first couple days back from something like that, and even the first day leading up to longer breaks are like, at least, and again, younger, maybe it's better in the high school, but you're reteaching them how to be in the classroom. And so are you really getting effective teaching during those days, or are you losing even more, even though they're there? Are they really learning?
Yeah, we absolutely heard that frequently from elementary staff.
Yeah.
That was
As
some of
the
the
biggest
things that-
concern
Getting
is the
back. Yeah.
break, yes.
Yes, I heard too.
And as far as child care, we did talk to Right at School.
Yeah.
Who provides it for us now, before and after, and they said they were interested in putting something together. But to your point, and I don't know how much that additional week would cost a family. And if they weren't doing it before, what are the chances that they're gonna be able to do it? And then, so there's transportation, there's a variety of things
Yeah.
that to work through. And I'm with you that we would want to try to find some sort of option.
For sure.
For
I think that
families.
would be important.
Yeah.
Cause that is just kind of a, middle of the winter kind of a surprise.
Yeah. So for the last 4 years, I think it's been a schedule that's very similar to this year's schedule.
Mhm.
And we presented to the board one calendar. So this is different in that we have two options versus just the one option, which was an easy decision.
Yeah.
And so we're back to several years ago when there was usually two options. Any other questions? Anything you need from me between now and?
Just a comment, just in reading some of the raw data, there were some comments about start times too. And I know we're only talking about not school day start times. We're talking about days that they are going to be in building, but there
Yeah.
were a number of comments about maybe aligning some of the start times too, because we have different start times based on age, right? So
Yeah.
just I don't know if it's a discussion, but I did see that.
Thank you. I appreciate you bringing that up, and Jane has brought that up also. And when we get into the series, the 1,000 series, our board policies, I think that this is a good example of if the board wants me to identify this as a priority, we can do that. But I think this is an example of a topic that the board would need to collectively say, we want you to look into this. And so when I think of like the row and what the row resource optimization work group is doing, and as that planning continues, where would something like this fall in? Because it wasn't that long ago that we did this, you weren't board members.
Right.
But we did do some research. It was about the same time that Camus was looking into it. Evergreen made some adjustments. So I think it would just be, if that's a future topic of conversation, I think it would just be in our planning, when we're planning agenda
Yeah.
items, like where would we want that to be placed in the planning?
Can we just get access to whatever data you had before? I realize some of it's probably outdated,
yeah.
but it would be helpful.
No, I think it'd give you a little bit of
Yeah,
context.
like what we looked at, why decisions
Yeah.
were made. I think that'd be very
Yeah,
helpful.
yeah.
Because I know busing factors in.
I'm looking at last week, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll
Go find it, Les.
It's in the Google Drive somewhere. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we can do that. Okay, thanks, Paul. Anything else that you need from me?
No,
As
and then
far
we'll
as-
make a decision next meeting.
Yep.
Correct. All right.
Okay,
All right, you guys. All right, on to our annual board policy series 1000 preview.
yes, so We did this last year about this time.
Well,
And I don't know if you had any wonders about these policies. I do think that there might be one or two that I might present in the near future,
okay.
in the 1,000 series. One specifically around board members being on committees. And I think it would be appropriate, like when I think about, we
Yes.
have our curriculum adoption committee. We also have the row committee, and so I think it would provide some context to those types of committees.
Yeah. Great. There was one other one that
So I don't know if it was in the 1,000 series. I just have this note and I don't know which thing I saw it in about there's a requirement to redistrict,
Yeah.
every census. And when was the last one?
They're usually on the tens and zeros, right? So 2020 was the last.
2020?
It was
Okay.
late, so it didn't happen in 2020 because the census was impacted by the pandemic. But the board, we collectively, you all, adopted the new boundary after us doing that process. in 2020. So on the board, like the district director page, the file itself, the one that Erin showed with the color coded mails, it has a date on it. for when
Oh,
it's-
okay.
So stick around until 2030 and you can. But it
2022.
also,
No.
it also said that if you felt a need that the board could look at it as well, right? Like, there's something in the policy that said, I don't know if that caught your eye, that you
Yeah.
could look at redistricting even if non-census years. If you felt there was like, if there was a huge growth of a new housing development
Yeah.
or something,
Yeah.
right? Like, it would just be a roll call vote and say, yeah, we want to look at it. If I read it correctly.
Yeah, the process for doing that, there are, a bunch of rules for it, because it, the goal was not to have a gerrymandered, mail.
Check.
And so, the district works with a company that does, geographic information system data. They analyze where, all of the population is. And they use the census data, so even if there were like a lot of development, I don't know how they would capture the growth like accurately enough to say and make a recommendation about any of the changes to the boundaries, because they have to pay attention to the overall population as well as like the demographic makeup of each parcel,
Gotcha.
so that they don't cause like a large
Disparity.
racial minority to be divided up so much so that they can't be represented within a director like district. But there's some other considerations that go into that.
It's 11:05. Electoral system
Yeah.
speaks to the process.
Yeah. It was under somewhere.
Okay, we also have the legislative representative
Yeah.
discussion.
So as of right now, I talked to Patty from Weston, and she said there's really nothing out there that says, this person has to do it, or, if somebody takes over a different position. So I just kind of talked about it, I suppose, and we'll just kind of divide and conquer as it is. And then we'll, I guess, take it on next year when we
Okay.
redo our
All right,
thing.
so we have
If that works for everybody else.
12:10 and 12:25, so we could talk maybe at the next meeting if there's some specific activities. Just identify which those are, so I think it's best, but.
Yeah.
I can assist with the
Absolutely.
communication and
Yeah,
as we're watching this poll right now.
right in front of our eyes.
Yes, okay.
Is that what I'm assuming
Yeah,
that's what you meant
yeah,
about that? Okay.
exactly. Yes.
Does anybody else have anything on the 1,000s?
I didn't, but I forgot to ask on there was the other one of the earlier ones. So I know that we had paused professional development for teachers due to funding. Is that kind of picked back up?
It has,
Okay.
yeah.
So
it's just-
we're providing that.
We are providing that, and we're having conversations about what that looks like. You know, we've been sending teams to last couple of years to PLC conference in Bellevue with principal and then identified grade level teams. So we were just discussing, do we want to do that again or do we want to do something almost more in-house? So this is kind of where we're at and relying on some of our staff that are considered experts in some areas, our principals who have attended multiple PLC conferences. So how do we identify not only individuals, but also funds that we could use to plan our PD in August, maybe do something in June. So we are in process of trying to determine what's the best option for us, because we did bring in a consultant, Carrick, who helped us with our PLC framework. However, at this time, I think we talked with Wendy today, what she's doing with her staff meeting time once a month and using that time for staff to talk specifically about math and to look at her fifth grade team, which is the team that we observed today. And they're a model for collaborating and identifying specific needs and standards and then working with students with different levels. So that's the direction we're headed. But I appreciate and ask, maybe we have more conversation as we're looking at budgeting and maybe your request might be, can we continue to find dollars to support our staff around math instruction?
Sure.
Math instruction, not only in June and possibly August, but also throughout the year. What can you do throughout the year? Because it's nice to be able to provide training in June and August. I don't talk at all about July. We stay away from July. But where staff are not reporting, they haven't reported yet. But it's during the year. If we can find time during the year, I think that's also helpful.
Yeah.
When they're actually doing it. Okay, does that answer your
Yes.
question? Okay. And I don't know that you don't have hard copies in front of you, but I did look at one in particular, policy 1331, governance, commitment, and beliefs. And I highlighted just a couple of them regarding the following beliefs reflect the district's fundamental values and character by encouraging community partnerships with our schools through involvement activities, classroom volunteering, youth athletics. I think that's something that we are doing, but I think that's an area that we can continue to grow, is encouraging our community partnerships. Everyone is a role model. I think about what's happening in all these examples where that isn't necessarily the case, but that we continue to prioritize. And I appreciate that you do that you are role models for, and I know we don't have a lot of people. Thank you for being here. A lot of people participating or on Zoom, but it really matters.
Yeah, for sure.
That we can agree, we can disagree, but we can do it in a civil way. And so thank you for that. Learning is a lifelong process. Ability to adapt to change is essential. So that one, our students are amazing. That being able to adapt to change. It's just, we have to be able to do that. And so as a system, we have to be able to do that. And so it shouldn't take so long for us to adapt to change. But anyway.
Change is hard.
Change is hard, yes. Then J is hard work and perseverance are essential in order to maximize our potential. So as a board, as a team, as a district. Yeah, okay. I think the board member, then 1333, board members' code of conduct and ethics. This highlighted, recognize that authority is only vested in the full board when it meets in legal session. So like just an idea, and Patty's been really good at talking about that and I think, again, I think this board does a really good job with that, and whoever we bring on as a fifth member, just making sure that in the process of onboarding, this is where we're going to start.
Yep.
And so just thank you for your alignment to these policies. I think that's all I had for that 1000 series. So any other wonders, thoughts?
I looked over them too, and I think, I was thinking of when I was talking about which one was it? The election. Nope. Why do I keep losing it? Anyways, what the president does, what the vice president does, and I was looking back at our roles. But I think, I mean, I talked to, I looked at the WSD stuff that they have too, and it's aligned in what we do. So I think, I didn't know if that was something because we're a new board that we needed to like look over, but it's pretty straightforward. So.
Yeah. I don't think it's a bad idea to look at those roles and
No,
responsibilities,
right,
especially with the new vice president,
right.
vice chair, that we
Yeah.
revisit that. Maybe at a future board meeting. I did want to mention this.
Yes.
So you have a copy. I think one of the ways that we can plan for 26, 27, and make sure we've identified, and really it is what's happening in this 1,000 series, like
Yeah.
just the work.
Yep.
And so this is a one pager. I know it's hard, it's like a 4 font, but
That's what I got my
when you have a digital copy with links, I think this could be something, this is Ida and Sadie, you both had identified this from 2 previous WASDA conferences. And this comes from Sumner Bonnie, I think is the superintendent. Lori Dent, who was the superintendent of the year,
She's
2 superintendents ago. I was in the superintendent program with her at WSU. And so learned a lot from her and still watching her and learning from her. But this is one tool they use in organizing their year. So I think this would be something that we want to, so Corey and I are both in the process of updating it based on our past calendar.
Yeah.
But putting on something that might help in your planning as you were all busy.
Yep.
And so just knowing the year as we go into it might be helpful. And again, if there are links to this that then take you to more context.
I think this is gonna be super helpful. And I think if there's things that we feel that, if one of us feels that it's something really important that needs to be added, we need to, as like we've said before, as a group, make sure that that's something that we all want Aaron and his staff to put all of their efforts into. And if that is something, we need to make sure that it fits somewhere in this calendar. So we're not overstacking our meetings too. Does that
Love
make
that.
sense? Right?
Yeah, totally.
And so
Yeah.
that way it's like, okay, well, this is important. Okay, let's make sure that this fits into this one spot. So we're not, we're not
Beautiful.
here until 10 o'clock one night because we've got a million other things during that too. So let's make sure that it aligns with what's going on during that time. That makes sense.
So I meet with the Clark County superintendents. There's a WSU representative, a Clark College representative. And this is once a month at ESD 112. And the Bliss Center superintendent, Pete Rosenkrantz, has been pretty consistent with the focus on math and ELA. And so the superintendents are in agreement. I think that I really feel like legislatively, I know there's a lot of current Senate and House bills, but I kept hearing in our interactions and what I heard from the state superintendent that the theme is without funding, it should not be something that's mandated. So hopefully, and that was our recent conversation with the local superintendents, but a focus on math and a focus on English language arts. So hopefully you'll start to see that. Like when we go and meet with our principals, we are trying to get into math classrooms where that's one of the areas you got the 1-pagers from the principals.
Yeah.
Hopefully you get a chance to look at those. They look closer alike than the last time we did this because we said this is the form we want.
Yeah.
We still have a little bit of work to do, but I think that we're moving that
Better.
direction.
Yeah.
And we also are noticing these data points that we need over the course of the year. It's easier at some grade levels than others. Okay, so this is
I love
keep
this.
going with this.
Double thumbs
organizing
up
this.
to have a
Yes.
year calendar view
Yes.
like that, absolutely.
Okay, so this is
Great.
26, 27 is what
Great.
we're, okay.
We love it.
I will say they were very rigid, like they were relentless about their calendar.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah, you didn't mess with don't add anything.
you
like-
couldn't add anything unless you took something out.
Yeah.
And like all the presentations, there was a link to the format that everyone had to follow. It was like you couldn't be more than 5 slides. Like
Can
it
we
was.
get them ahead of time? That would be my one request going into the next year is like, I like to digest
yeah,
ahead of time.
yep,
And even if it's just a day ahead of time.
yes,
Or the morning.
we
of,
can
would be
commit
very
to that.
helpful.
You're talking
Thank
SIPs?
No, I'm talking any slides that are gonna be presented. Like if there's gonna be something presented and you want me to ask an intelligent question, sometimes I need a little bit of time
For
to
sure,
actually look
yep.
at what I'm looking at, and also it helps the presenter because if there's something in there that I need to add, to like have more info, I'd like to have the opportunity to reach ahead of time because I don't expect them to just magically have it memorized.
Yep, we can build in to every one of our presentations a timeline. When we have them, when you have them.
Perfect. I don't even care if they're pretty yet. They can just send me below.
Got it. Okay,
And if it's on the calendar, they'll have time.
They'll know months ahead of
Yeah.
time.
yes,
I like it.
yep.
We're getting this, guys.
Yeah.
I'm feeling confident.
I am feeling- I did good.
Okay,
All right, oh, we have one more.
the last item
Last item.
is a procedural change.
Okay,
So this is not a policy change. This is a procedural change. I wanted you to be aware of this procedural change. So speaking with Shalice and Misty Young, who's our ASB technician at the high school, and this is really mainly at the high school. It's not just at the high school because this particular procedure references elementary and middle. It's an adjustment to that amount. And it really is because T-shirts
oh, I see.
and different items
Stops that.
cost
Gone
more.
up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So when you have, and it really is, the example is a student maybe who gets a trophy, gets multiple trophies over the course of the year, gets recognized multiple times over the course of the year, that total accumulation value could exceed that amount
Sure.
for the year. So really, that's what this is about, is just a recognition of the value or the cost, the expense of items that are used to incentivize. There's a host of things that is examples. So I don't know if you have any questions about this, but we thought this would be and it's important that you are aware of the procedural changes. Certainly you approve policy changes, revisions, but
Right.
procedural changes, and it's also spoken to in the 1000 series
Right.
as well.
I don't have a question on this, but we might have discussed this before. Is there any incentive we could provide for high school students to show up for testing day?
We can work on that. Yes. So how do we incentivize them, making sure they not only show up,
But they
but they
try.
do their best
Yeah.
on the exams that they're taking? Yes, we can. And where it really is, I tell you, the challenges with not only students that attend all classes at the high school, but that are running start.
Right.
And getting a running start students to come back and test. So thank you for bringing that up. It's February, but the testing season is soon approaching. So I will get back to you with like what can we do to incentivize students? And it's a really interesting conversation because you'll have, and talking to our principals, if someone doesn't get recognized for like good attendance, but maybe they were out for like a legitimate reason, there's a frustration. Because attendance is the one that's the data point we're really tracking, is can we see an improved attendance across every building, and each student can get each student attending a little bit more. We do have some students who attend always, but there's always reasons, right? And so it's those reasons, and I think we've even talked about some of those reasons that happen. So but I like it. Okay, let me see I'll bring that up with our principals. We'll see what we can.
And even with the running start kids too, because Mark had brought that up about them not coming into.
Take a science test.
Yeah, like stuff like that too, which is so important. So how do we,
Yes.
incentivize it? Yeah, for sure.
Yep. And we are working on, back to the superintendents, like having a conversation with Clark College, like we have an interest to, would like to connect with them. Because
I would like to see it.
yeah, those are our students, but they're also Clark's students.
Right.
And it'd be nicer if we could work together, and maybe this would be one of the topics
Yeah.
to talk about. Is that assessment that's very important for us, that they complete it and they do well.
Yeah.
For them, do well. So thanks for bringing it up. Okay, that is it. If there's no questions about the procedure change, okay.
Hey guys, is that it? No, all right, it is 7:39. Meeting is now.
Thank you.